Madam Secretary, you mentioned flexibility. This is so important. I just want to say, as governors, we're so grateful that not only is there a former governor in the role as Secretary of Commerce, but also someone who's got private sector experience, and you understand that not one size fits all. I think you also understand from our work before that North Dakota is fortunate to be one of the nations that's got most of the broadband to the most number of places. When the pandemic started, we could already reach 99% of the households that had a K-12 student. So more money that's specifically for fiber doesn't help us. The flexibility that you're talking about is essential for us to drive towards some of the initiatives that Governor Hutchinson and your panelists were talking about. One thing I would want to share, in North Dakota in 2019, we started an effort, not just K-12, but we called it PK-20W. So pre-K through PhD through workforce, because everything that we're talking about for K-12, there's a lot of our workforce that's 18 to 75 that needs to be re-educated and has opportunities to get into the workforce with that education as well. And so our mission is every student, every school cyber educated. The thing that's slightly different is that not just computer science, but we're also talking about cybersecurity education, because when we have everybody connected and we have a world where we're all working together the way we are, and as that got accelerated during the pandemic, as the CEOs described, for us as governors, we have a moral duty around data security. We don't just have transaction data. I mean, we've got criminal justice history data, we've got tax information data, we have health information data, we have school information data, we have fishing and hunting license and driver's license information. I mean, you've got everything you can imagine. A state is controlling that data, and all of us as governors are being increasingly attacked every single day by foreign state actors that are paying their people to attack our states. I mean, it's not like war is theoretical. There's a cyber war going on every single day, and none of us can call the DOD and say, you know, send the troops. We're all defending our data from these attacks that are coming in, and they all accelerated during COVID. So I guess I want to say one last thing that's just a fun thing. Cyber madness. We have our first robotics. I'm sure you've all heard of the great success that Dean Kamen had in building enthusiasm for kids around that. In North Dakota, in this next month, we've launched it. We have 10 high schools, including tribal schools and rural schools, that are going to have their first cybersecurity competition, where the kids are going to come together and show their cyber skills on how they can defend against attacks. So that's going to be very fun coming up, and that's part of this PK-20- cyber initiative. But for the panelists, I would just say again, you know, all of you are doing, I'm sure, short of cybersecurity people in your companies. I know Accenture, I'm sure this is a core part of your business, but when we talk about computer science, how do we expand it to cybersecurity, and how do we fill the 300,000 or 400,000 cybersecurity jobs that aren't filled in our country?
Yeah, excellent points. Does anyone want to?
Well, I would just add, and I would really want to support what you're saying, is computer science is a foundational skill that we have to get going on. But in fact, what we need are digital literacy skills, and those include cyber. They also include communication skills and critical analysis, because all of these technology skills are going to change over time, and you need the agility of learning, and we spend a lot of time on that. And so, you know, we would encourage you to, you know, look more broadly. Sometimes you have to start, so, you know, actually getting a pledge to do computer science. But there is a broader curriculum. There's a couple of very good things out there. Girls Who Code, which is a great organization, actually has a very comprehensive program by grade level that includes things like creativity and problem solving that we would highly encourage to be built into any kind of what we call computer science. And also communication skills are absolutely essential, because we're finding that many of the kids, even if they've had computer science, they don't know how to draft an email and like sort of operate, and those skills are really important. And the final thing is, I would really love your focus on pre-K, particularly around reading. Reading is essential for all of these skills, particularly for computer science. And there's a lot of research now that pre-K through third, there needs to be early interventions around reading that will then support students being able to take advantage of the foundational skills. And while we do see students in computer science having better reading, it's really that early intervention that could really change the way. And one of the reasons we're all here is I think corporate America has woken up to the fact that we must help in this K through 12 and really pre-K through 12, because we can't just intervene at high school or create apprenticeships. And so I love what you're focusing on, that you're also doing to pre-K.
You know, the digital literacy point, I think, is really critical, because while we could talk about cybersecurity, and you're right, those jobs, they're wide open, and boy, the job market is very hot. Well, it's hot for all businesses, but certainly for that area. But, you know, our company is an operating company. We have factories, we have distribution facilities, we're making stuff, right? It's a gritty business. We have feed mills, we have dairy processing, we have chemical plants. They all require digital literacy. So while we may point to a particular area in a gap, and I applaud you, we've done some of those same things in different states where we have, you know, coding competitions and things like that as an organization, or robotics competitions. That's terrific. All jobs, fundamental jobs that run the economy, that we've seen this, that are in the economy, really require digital literacy. And the new technology that are in plants and manufacturing locations, et cetera, really demand that. Or you have to have some level of comfort for that. So, you know, trade schools, investments in trade schools are fundamental, foundational. I think it's a place we should focus our attention. And that should include this point on digital literacy. Most manufacturing and assets today really require that.
And the last thing that I would add is I think it's incumbent on all of us then to help our kids understand how digital literacy translates to future opportunity. Your example is actually a lovely one, which is I could actually come back and serve my state by being an amazing cybersecurity expert. I don't know that all our kids think about that as a future path. Or I could have an amazing career behind the scenes in my rural community. And digital literacy will help me with that. And I think making those paths very real, so it's not just about I have to learn this, because it's more, it opens these doors for me over time into the future.
Mm-hmm.